Hey, what's up, guys? This is Encrypted Block here. How you guys doing in this bear market? Just fix my mic. Okay, so how you guys doing? Have some news here. The market is not doing well at all. UST is down by 10.8%. Luna 2.0 is down by 11.4%. Bitcoin is down by 3.2%. Luna Classic is down by 10.5%. So the market is not looking well. Okay, so I have something here to discuss. So Binance support Luna Classic tax burn, but what's the catch? Okay, so since Terra Luna collapsed along with its stablecoin UST, which lost its peg against the US dollar, the currency has been striving for stability. At the time of writing, Terra Luna is selling at $2.69 with a drop of 10%. After the collapse, the network introduced Terra Luna Classic and its stablecoin Terra Luna Classic USD. Currently, Terra Luna Classic is trading at 0.000265 after a fall of 10% last day. Recently, there was an announcement from one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges that it would support a 1.2% tax burn for the Terra Classic and Terra UST and all chain activities, which will start from September 21 at 22 OTC. So, okay, while I continue to read that, let us bring up what has been happening in the market here. Okay, gainers, it says gainers, but let us finish here. So, these are the losers here on Binance today. So, all right. So, however, now the Terra Classic network, now the Terra network is demanding. However, now the Terra network is demanding tax burn support for even off-chain activities like buying and selling. Oh, okay. I love to get into these points, and I'm gonna explain to you why Binance may not implement this. Okay. So I'm just basically going to finish read this. So after the increase in the demand, the exchange claimed that it would review and update regarding its support for the off-chain transaction. But since then, there has been no update receiving from the firm. For now, the 1.2% tax burn is only supported for an on-chain activity like deposit and withdrawal, but not for off-chain activities such as buying and selling. From September 21st, Luna Classic and UST deposit from addresses that are transferred to the Binance wallet will be consolidated, and they are conditional to a 1.2% tax burn by the Terra Classic system. It's the same with withdrawals, where after Luna C and Luna UST are withdrawn from the Binance wallet, there will be an application of withdrawal fee and 1.2% tax burn. There will be minimum and maximum withdrawal fee, and the 1.2% burn tax will be automatically affected when the block height hits 9,475,200. This will impact exchanges like KuCoin, Kraken, Hobit, Gate.io, Mex Global, Kinin, among others. Oh, so gonna analyze this for you right now. So while I do support and I do believe that this is for our worthy cause, with the breakdown of the Terra Classic Terra Luna ecosystem, yeah, so while I do support the tax, and I believe that it will do some positive, should say, but here is the catch. So they speak about off chain and on chain, right? So off chain transaction is different from on chain transaction. So when you're on the exchange, You're buying, you're selling, that is off chain. That's not happening on the Terra Classic, Terra Luna, blockchain. However, on-chain transaction are when you're doing like a transfer of funds, right? Doing a transfer of funds that is on-chain. So the on-chain transactions will be supported, right? So now here is the breakdown. Now remember, Binance, and this is the Luna Classic live pricing. Now remember that Binance is one of those competitive exchange, one of the best exchange, if not the number one in the world, where transaction fee, the average transaction fee on Binance can go up to as I think 0.07, 0.1. Other exchanges offer higher transaction fee. Now for Binance now to come out and say, okay, and remember, I'm just saying this, not against what the Terra Luna community has proposed. Now, for Binance to remain competitive, right? Even though the trading volume of 200 million, right? That's still a lot of money for Luna Classic. However, for Binance to come and say, okay, guess what? We're gonna implement a 1.2% tax burn on off-chain transaction like buying and selling. Where would that put Binance? And I'm not quite sure if the other exchanges that I mentioned earlier, if they are going to support the off-chain taxation, right? I'm not sure if they are gonna do it. Good. If they are not, good. If they are thinking about it, good. Right? Now, for Binance to implement a 1.2% tax burn on the Luna Classic or the UST off-chain transaction, buying and selling on the market, what does that mean? That basically means for John Brown or John Jr. to go into a trade. Say, for instance, you buy $100 worth of Luna Classic. If the price doesn't go up by at least 2.5%, you do not make a profit. Right? If you buy $100 worth of Luna Classic, for you to make a profit, just to come out profitable, right? Because first transaction fee would have been 1.2%. Right? Let me just get this calculator up here. So, and we know that 1.2% of $100 is 1.2, right? That is $1.2. So basically, you would be paying a tax of $1.02 for buying, $1.02 for selling. In order to come out profitable, you have to make a profit of $2.05, and there you would make 10-cent profit. Okay, I do not think there are any exchange that would charge you that amount. I think other exchange may charge 0.4. And listen, this is for a worthy cause. However, we have to think about reality here. Why does Binance remain the most dominant exchange in the world? It is because of its competitive and cheap transaction fees. Not transaction fees. It's trading fees. So we're talking about the trading fees now, right? So this is the hurdle, and Binance could implement this, and then it sees a fall in the trading volume because no amount of person isn't going to trade it. Persons are more going to hold it. Right? Okay, cool. You buy some bananas to resell, but no one is buying it. What do you think is going to happen? Whoever has X amount, they are going to try and sell it. But there wouldn't be any much liquidity there because trading has to happen. Trading has to happen. That is even why when they say the market plummet, don't worry. Don't worry about that because what come after down? Up. What come after up? Down. Right? Now, saying that now, Binance does not want to put itself because it already is facing backlash from its users over the whole Terra Luna Terra Luna collapse, which one would argue that they probably should have protected their traders, their investors there. What we all knew how that turned out, right? So they have to be peculiar in how they approach this Terra Luna classic taxation. They have to be smart with it. So if other exchanges are going to implement the 1.2% on-chain trading transaction tax, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And this is for Luna Classic. They're going to be in a lot of trouble because, okay, now, could you day trade Luna Classic and make a profit? Absolutely not. Why do you think persons day trade and make a profit? Because the transaction, the trading fee are very small, right? The trading fee, they are slim. So you can go into a trade, make a small profit, pays the exchange. Now, lack of trading will impact Binance because they are going to lose money. They are going to lose out on trading trading fees, right? So this is just the hurdle that Binance is like thinking hard on it because they are also going to push away some of the Luna Classic traders, persons who are actively trading Luna Classic. And if they do this, or the other exchanges who may do it, if they implement this 1.2% tax on their trading platform, right? On their trading, which would have been off-chain, right? Off-chain, right? If they do that, you are going to see a spike at the beginning. Persons are going to buy as much Luna Classic and they are going to hold, right? They are going to hold. So the trading volumes on these exchanges, they are going to diminish. They are going to go down after that first day of buying. Trading volume is going to go down. So they have to be extremely careful with what they are doing and think about it and not just rush to implement this because, come on, who would buy a stock or a bond or a CD if each time you buy, each time you do a transaction, it's gonna cost you 1.2%, right? Now, okay, cool, 1.2%. How much transaction could you do with $100? So 1.2 divided by, you could only do, let me see, you could only do 83, yes, yeah. Yes, you could only do 83.2 transaction until you have diminished your 100 US dollars because after doing that 83 transaction, then you're out because all of those would have been burnt because that would have gone to the 1.2% burn tax. Guys, I want you to understand what I am saying. What I'm saying here, if you have 10 mangoes, right? And each time you are going to put one mango across the board, you have to pay 1.2% tax. You do not have, or you cannot sell 10 mangoes. You do not have 10 mangoes to sell, because each time you try to sell a mango, 1.2% of that is for the government then, right? So you can't say, oh, you have 10 mangoes, right? You don't have 10 mangoes there, because there's 1.2% of any amount that you try to sell, 1.2%. And persons are going to say, oh, it's just 1.2%. It is only 1.2% for the person who is going to buy and hold. But if you're going to day trade it, that's going to accumulate over time. It is 1.2% every time that you place an order, right? So persons have to understand the dynamics of what Binance, is not really saying, but supposedly persons should have known this, because it is no more than the DEX scam token. Yeah, that they just make them, put them on Pancake Swap, or Uniswap, right? And then they add their tax to it. They add a 10% tax. Okay, cool. How much of you can say, oh, you made some profit from it? Because if you're going to buy 10%, if you're going to sell 10%, so that is 20% of your money. So for you to make a profit, that kind must have accrued 11% gain in the time that you're going to buy it and then the time that you're going to sell it. But if it falls below, then you would be at a loss. So you could only buy and hold and not trade. So day traders are going to be drastically affected. And this is what Binance doesn't want to do, because day traders are just the persons who make these exchange very rich, have a lot of money because they earn transaction fee. Now, for John Tam, who is just going to buy some Luna Classic, right? Just going to buy some Luna Classic and decide, okay, maybe a year later I'll sell. However, Binance would only make 1.2% from you within just that year until you are ready again to sell. Then they're just going to make a 1.2% transaction, not transaction. Why the hell do I keep on saying transaction? Trading fee from you. While the day traders, each time they execute a buy or sell order, that 1.2%, would have gone to the burn, right? So it's kind of like a catch-22. Binance is now between a rock and a hard place. That is where Binance is now. Because whichever way, if persons buy and hold due to the transaction tax, you're not gonna see as much persons get to go in on the trade to actually allow the coin to get burned. So this is basically what I am saying now. So for instance, 100 person wanted to, well, let us not say 100. So for instance, 1,000 person on Binance is trading Luna Classic, right? Now, Binance would now take like a 0.1% profit, right? And this is just theoretical, right? So 0.1%, and the trading volume is 210 million, right? 210. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 210 million. So this is 0.1%. This would actually be this would actually mean that Binance would have made 210 $110,000 US for all of the 100,000. Did I say 100 or 1,000? 1,000 persons setting a buy, whether a buy or a sell, right? So on the buy side, the Binance would have made 210,000 US dollar for persons who are buying. When those persons decided that they are going to sell, Binance would have made $210,000 again. And that's going on and on and on and on. These are happening very, very fast. And this is how much money Binance is actually making from the trading fee here. In the split of a second, they are making this much money. Because persons are day trading it. Persons are buying, selling, and that's how the market goes. They are making a lot of money from it. Now, stick a pin now, right? Remember, we have 210,000, right, in profit. Now, if Binance implement a 1.2% profit now, right? You're like saying, okay, if Binance does this, guess what's going to happen? If those 1,000 persons decided that they are going to buy the Luna Classic now, same trading volume of $210 million, right? The buy transaction fee would have been now. Listen now, you know. Would have been $2.52 million, right? So that's actually $2.52 million worth of Luna Classic would be burnt, and Binance would have made 210,000 US dollar previously on the fact that they would have charged 0.1%, which is their rate, right? So now, okay, you're like, okay, cool. But is this figure realistic? No, it's not, because as I said, persons are not going to day trade. They are not. So the trading volume would drop, right? The trading volume is going to drop. So the next day, don't think that the trading volume would have been 210 million. No, it will not be that, because no one is going to sell at a 1.2% tax. No one is going to do that because it's not realistic. So in order for a person to day trade it, they would have to make more than that 2.4%. They would have to sit and wait, right? And that's just not what Binance want to do, because now Binance would have been losing on trading fee. Yes, because now they get to take home nothing. They're not gonna get that $210,000 now. They take home nothing. However, they get to burn $2,520,000 US dollar, right? So that get burned, right? Tomorrow, the trading volume is going to drop from 210 to, let us say, 30 million, right? So 1.2% of that 30 million now is 360,000, right? Okay, the other day falls from 30 million to 20 million, because persons can't day trade it. They're not making any profit, right? Okay, so cool. Now they're just gonna make 240,000, right? In 1.2% tax burn. So you're like, okay, cool. You know, this 1.2% tax burn is gonna cause the Luna Classic price to go up now? No, 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 no. Because we are seeing a decrease in trading volume, because who is going to day trade this kind? Because they are paying 1.2% tax. They are not going to day trade it. So they are now going to buy and hold. Buy and hold. And this is the bad thing with buying and holding. So, okay, everyone buy and hold. You know what's going to happen when everyone come and sell? The price is going to go down. Go down. That's what's going to happen when everyone come and sell. So you see how day trading play an important role in any kind of asset. Yeah. Okay, so let's say the other day now, trading volume drops to 10 million US dollar, right? You know how much money that you're gonna make? 120,000 US dollar in tax, which will be burned, right? Now the other day, you know what happened? Drops to 5 million trading volume. Now they would have burned 60,000 US dollar. Okay, let us say for God's sake it dropped to $2 million trading volume. You know what? You're just gonna make $24,000 in 1.2% tax. So even though the tax has been implemented, it does not mean that it's gonna go in the direction that the community wants. Basically, the community want for the price of Luna Classic to be stable, and for the circulating, well, not the circulating supply, but the total supply reduce, right? And they come up with this good plan. Okay, cool. 1.2% tax burn, because they are taking 1.2%. So while they are taking that 1.2% from each transaction, right? You know what's happening now? Oh, sorry about that. Oh, I had a bad cough. No, all right. So while everyone is optimistic and saying, okay, 1.2% is being burned, and okay, cool. So while that 1.2% is being removed from the total supply, right? It will not have that much of an impact. Why it will not have that much of an impact? It's because the trading volume will decrease. So less and less transactions are going to get burned. Less transaction means less money. So it's like, okay, cool. Your boss wants to implement a 1.2% tax on your salary each day, you know, each day. Okay, cool. And each time he does that, you lose money. What are you going to do? Don't show up for work. He can't draw transaction tax from you. Not transaction tax, but he can't take money from your salary when you don't work, because you don't earn anything. So what is he going to take? And this is the same phenomenon here, right? So once there are no trading happening, day trading happening, there are no transaction trading fee that the exchange would have taken from you. So you're just basically gonna hold. Why it is bad for the Luna Classic now is that persons are just gonna hold and then see that peak and sell up there. It is not realistic, people. It is just not realistic, right? It is just not realistic. I agree with the 1.2% tax burn. However, it's how you implement it. It's just basically how you implement the tax burn. You cannot implement it in this way without being thoughtful, because when they came out with the 1.2% tax burn, why didn't Do Kwon implemented it? Why? And well, you know, I think that it would have passed, and like he didn't look at it. Yeah. And I think that was the proposal at first, right? And he, even though it had passed, he didn't look at it. So the persons who, did that proposal, maybe they just weren't thinking. That's what I am like thinking now. Maybe they just wasn't thinking. Like thinking. Yeah, because this is a situation now, and very few persons like would argue that okay, this is good. And I'll show you that this is very bad because less trading volume, less liquidity into the market, it's gonna cause problem. Just just think about it. If there was a 1.2% tax on Bitcoin, would you day trade it? And look what has happened now. Binance is very smart. Binance is very, very smart with what they are doing. Right? Did you know? And listen, Binance, they are very, very smart. So, did you notice the trading volume of Bitcoin versus the time when there was a trading fee that was on Bitcoin? Do you notice that? Huh? When Bitcoin, okay, hold on. Well, all right. So I'm gonna conclude this video because it's too long. So I'm gonna do a part 2 here. Okay.